Hey everybody, welcome back to Atomic News TV. And I am going to slightly adjust my camera here. Alright, we are on our way to Milwaukee for some fun today. And I wanted to just run a live stream and talk to you guys about the government shutdown and how it could possibly affect Americans when the funding runs out. Now I know RKTNN did discuss this last night, and I already had this thought processing in my brain, so he got there before me, of course, because he's good at that. But we're still going to talk about that. The debate. Hi the debate. Hi Rebecca. Hi Flame Girl. Hi Linda. So last night I made quite a bit of notes, and well, the night before when I started this, started thinking about this and how it could affect the country, and whether or not I still want to support the shutdown. And the ultimate answer is yes, I support the shutdown still, despite what could possibly happen if food stamp funding runs out. Now, you probably already heard that food stamps are funded through February, to February. So everybody, they're going to get their food stamps in January. Sorry if you hear the windshield wipers. The windshield's a little icy. It's 19 degrees here right now, and we had some snow and some ice. So if you hear a big every once in a while, it's the windshield. But anyway, now there's an article with Newsweek, okay, and I love Newsweek. I love reading their stuff. I'm kind of a nerd like that. But Newsweek specifically said, and you'll see me referring to my notes here because you guys know I like to quote things and not just make things up on the fly. As my husband says, I don't like to pull things out of my butt. Newsweek says families will be forced to make hard choices about how to feed their babies and children. And my question is, why? Why would they have to make a hard choice? Let's talk about how much a family of 4 gets a month for food stamps. Okay, and we're just going to use Illinois as an example because I'm in Illinois. A family of 4 can get $640. $640 in groceries. That's a lot. Okay? I could feed my family of 4 on $200 a month. Okay? So that's in my world, that could be hi Crystal. That could be 3 months worth of food for my family. I raised my 5 kids without food stamps. Thank you, Linda. Now I'm going to share something with you guys. In 2008, when everything crashed in the country under Obama, both my husband and I were laid off in the same 2-week pay period. And we were left with nothing because we were stupid enough not to save. Like many Americans, we live paycheck to paycheck. Hi, we're in California. I'm from Southern California. Hello. So at that time, I had to make a choice for my family, and yes, we did for a short period of time go on food stamps, but we haven't been on since. And it was kind of embarrassing. I mean, and we had more money to spend on food than we ever needed. And we blew it all, okay? And that's what these people do, okay? Newsweek says they're going to be forced to make choices between nutritious food and non-nutritious food. Well, let me me just tell you right now, people on food stamps, a majority of them do not buy nutritious food. They don't. And you can spot them a mile away in the line at Walmart, okay? They have their carts full to the brim of crap. Soda, or pop if you call it here in the Midwest, chips, frozen foods, processed foods. They don't have a cart full of apples and oranges. Because they have free range to buy whatever they want. And I can say this because I know firsthand. Okay? And we did it. Okay? Gladly. And I'll tell you right now, if the funding for food stamps runs out, they have plenty of money on their stamp cards to continue on for several months. So I will have zero sympathy for anybody who runs out of food stamp money during this shutdown. And you may not like me for that, but in my opinion, that's the truth.
It's my opinion.
And in Mr. Atomic's opinion too. All right? And let me just tell you, not even being on food stamps and still living paycheck to paycheck, if something was to happen, I could still feed my family because I'm resourceful, okay? I have learned how to get a lot of things for free without stealing, okay? And it's because I'm resourceful. But the average American doesn't think that way. And I'm not a prepper. In fact, there's all these channels out there. And you know, some of them I'm subscribed to and I watch them, but they fearmonger. And they're like, prep now, get ready now, something big is coming, martial law is coming. Okay, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I do believe that there are conspiracies that happen, but Jade Helm. Yeah, my husband just coughed. He's all, Jade Helm. Okay, Jade Helm, yeah. Everybody, get ready. You know, New World Order, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not saying don't watch these people's channels because sometimes they have some good stuff on there, okay? Yes, coupons are also great. So is penny shopping at Dollar General. And if you don't know what that is, leave a comment below and I will get with your email address and I'll get back to you and let you know what that is. That's part of me being resourceful. But I'm not saying don't watch these channels. Okay, like, I'm just going to name two of them, okay? I'm just going to do it. John X Army and Marfugal. I love Marfugal. I love me some Marfugal. And John, you know, he's a great guy. But they do kind of, on a regular basis, something's happening. Something's happening. Yeah, I'm still waiting. And it's not just them, it's in general. You know, if we listen to all that all the time, okay, where's Planet X then? Where's Planet X? Where's End Times? Where are the aliens? You know, okay. So all I can say in regards to that,
51.
well, yeah, they're all in Area 51. They probably are. All I'm saying is listen to if you listen to their channels, good, but take it all with a grain of salt. Don't panic, okay? Take the information and adjust your life accordingly, but don't sit there and be scared and be like, oh my God, the world is ending tomorrow, you know? Because in the live chat last night on one of their channels, I saw a lot of that, and I'm like, dude, I just kept thinking about Planet X. Where's Planet X? Okay, there may be a time where something does eventually happen here and that we do go into martial law. It could happen. It could happen. But Do you know how many times all these channels have said, oh, martial law is coming. Martial law is coming.
Yellowstone will erupt first.
Yellowstone will erupt first, yes. And if martial law happens, they're going to take all your guns. They're going to come knock on your door and take all your guns.
No.
Yeah. Linda says, bring it. Thank you. I think a huge problem, people don't know how to manage their money. That's true. I really think that our parents' generation was the last generation to really understand money and sock it away, plan ahead for, you know, when they're senior citizens, things like that. And then all of the generations following since have been living paycheck to paycheck and relying on credit, thank you, credit and government programs, things like that. We take advantage of the system when we can. We do. I'm in my late 30s and baffled at how my generation lives. Thank you. I am baffled too. So in continuing with food, okay, let's talk about the school lunch programs, okay? I have a elementary age child, and there is a program called CEP, Community Eligibility Provision, okay, where lower income areas are given grants to the schools to feed the kids breakfast and lunch for free regardless of income. So I could be making $100,000 a year and my kid can get free breakfast and lunch even though I can afford to make breakfast and lunch for my child. So I realize the state line where I am, there are some places where there are people that maybe don't have as much money as the Atomic Family does. But I don't think that we're in an impoverished area. So I feel that it is a waste of government money. And if we simply just pulled back that program and went back to only being eligible based on income, we would be saving so much money, and that could be funded into the food stamps to fund that program longer while there's a government shutdown. I'm just saying, we waste money. And my child comes home and she said, can I just bring lunch today? She doesn't always want to eat the school lunch. And if I send her with lunch, right, because Michelle Obama made it inedible. Smart ass. If I was to send her to school with lunch, it wouldn't give food to a needy child. I wouldn't be freeing up any food. It wouldn't change anything. The school wouldn't make more money because my child didn't eat what they provided. So I let her do it. Is that hypocritical? Probably. We need to ban public school. I don't know about banning public school, but banning certain practices in public school. Let's just say that. I'll agree on that part. So another thing that could be affected is the food distribution programs to the reservations for Indian tribes. Okay, here's my thought on that. We've paid our dues, okay? We paid for our ancestors' dealings, basically. We gave them reservation land. They get government funding. They have for decades. Yeah. So, when do we cut that umbilical cord? Because they're Americans, right? I mean, it might be sovereign land, but Americans.
Only when it's convenient.
When it's, yeah, thank you, when it's convenient for them. Tribes have had enough time to figure their shit out and get going because of our continued support with them, okay? And some tribes have casinos, okay? And they make bank. And God, oh, if I could think of which tribe it was in Southern California, just to be part of that tribe, they can sit on their asses and do nothing and take in the money from that casino. And there are people that are just dying to prove they have this little bit of that tribe in their heritage so that they can claim it. They make that much money. Okay, and there is a fund that all casinos give to benefit other tribes, other, you know, reservations. But the truth is they're lazy. Okay, they're lazy. That's and the government. Thank you. The government made them lazy. We've paid our dues. It's time to cut the umbilical cord on that. I'm tired of us having to pay for what our ancestors did. We didn't do it. So the whole argument that, well, we're a nation of immigrants, you know, people have told me, you're an immigrant. No. Let's read the definition of immigrant. No, I am not. Just because my ancestors migrated here does not mean I need to pay for their decisions. So, in my opinion, the American Indians need their umbilical cord cut. Alright, because of, I missed that comment. Hey, there's 61 people in here and I have 7 likes. Let's all hit that like button. We got to put me in that, keep that me going in that algorithm. If you're here supporting me, that means you like my channel and you want to see what I got to say. And me, as well as several other conservative channels, are being censored. Okay, and I have proof of it. And that's, like I've said in a couple videos now, I'm working on a collaboration to discuss that on a live feed with a few other conservative channels. So 40% of the food stamps go to illegal aliens. Thank you, Victoria. You are absolutely correct. Yeah. We're funding the food. Hi, family of 4, $640 in Illinois. We're funding that for people that are not even Americans. Hi, just got here. Hi, Martha. So let's talk about the WIC program. Okay, so that time I told you about where I was on food stamps was also on WIC. Okay, I took advantage of every possible thing that was available to me because I have been a taxpayer my entire adult life, and I said, you know what? This time I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. I deserve it. I paid into this system. I deserve it. So I did take advantage of the WIC program and use their services. And let me just tell you, back when I was on WIC, they required you to participate and be in a program at least once a month in regards to nutrition. So I had to go to basically a lecture or a program that they gave once a month, okay? And so I did this, and I only had to do this once. I wasn't on WIC very long, okay? And it was they were trying to teach us how to provide nutritious meals for our kids, okay? And this girl suggested cooking up a chicken breast, okay, I'll give her on the chicken breast, cutting it up, and mixing it in with ramen noodles. Let that one sit in your mind for a second. Ramen noodles. Because that's nutritious, right? Right. Yeah. And she was even questioned. It wasn't by me. I mean, that thought popped in my head, but back then I wasn't quite as bold as I am now. And someone else said, well, aren't ramen noodles bad for you? And she couldn't really answer that question. Sodium overloaded. Yes, they're so bad for you. WIC encourages people to keep reproducing. Yeah, right. So that's the service that WIC is providing to people. Like, I'm so dumbfounded by it that I can't even, like, spit out my thought. So it's useless. We're wasting money. We're enabling again. Okay? The way I see it, if you're eligible for WIC, then it should, like, if you're getting formula, cheese, and milk, it should go on food stamps. There shouldn't be two programs. We're wasting money. Just saying. So, what could happen if food stamps run out? Let's go back to Jade Helm. Okay? It was like one night. Food stamps didn't work. Like, they didn't get loaded. Or I can't remember exactly. They either didn't get loaded or the system was down and people couldn't run their cards. And this was during the Jade Helm operation, okay? And people lost their shit. All right? They filled their carts up at a grocery store and literally walked out and took it. Okay? And this was just one area, okay? So let's multiply that across the country. All right? Just people walking into stores, loading up their grocery carts and walking out, all because their food stamps didn't get loaded and they need their chips and pop. That could happen. Do I still support the shutdown? Yes. What would we do if something like that happened across the country? What do you think Trump would do? That might signal something similar to martial law. I don't know. What do you think, Mr. Atomic? You don't think so? He doesn't think so. Yes, I watched what they buy. It's all junk. Orthodox. I've been behind people in line, like with their carts stacked to the brim, and I'm like, well, I'm like, watch. I'll bet the price of my groceries right now, this person's on food stamps. And I am right every time. Every time. They just whip out their EBT card. Yep. And I've seen people have 2 carts full of food. 2! Who needs to do all that shopping all at once? My refrigerator and spare freezer are not even big enough for 2 carts. Like, what are they doing? They're probably buying for food and feeding other people. And what happens is they will trade their food stamps for cash. I know this for fact. I know it firsthand. I had a coworker in Arizona when I worked for a very, very large law firm, okay, who said, hey, do you need any groceries? My sister is selling $2 of food stamps to $1 cash, basically. She was trading, and she'd take me to the grocery store if I paid her. It happens all over the place. So we are overfunding food stamps. It does not cost $640 a month to feed a family of 4. And back when we got it, when we both lost our jobs, it was $700 and something dollars, nearly $800 a month. Yeah. He's smiling. He goes, yeah. He remembers steak and shrimp and okay. Like, being on food stamps shouldn't be a punishment, but it shouldn't be enabling either. Let's not forget how much. I missed that comment. Let's not forget how much government is stealing from us. They are.
Taxation is theft.
Taxation. my husband says taxation is theft. And yes, my husband is here. Now, I know that there are some people out there that crush on me. And one of you asked to see my left hand to make sure that there is a ring on my finger. And I'm just going to show you. I have rings on both my ring fingers, and Mr. Atomic is right here. Any hoes from Atlanta? Are you from Atlanta? Atlanta, Georgia. There are a lot of people in food stamps in Atlanta, aren't there? Detroit. And my oldest child just finished working at Walmart. She quit. She's at a different grocery store now. But she loathed food stamp load night, because as soon as those cards are loaded, they come in with loaded cards, and people would call out sick on load night because they didn't want to deal with it. And she will tell you herself, if I can ever get her on here, that all they buy is shit. Okay, so when Newsweek says, oh, you know, parents are going to have to make hard choices for their babies and children, there are choices they should already be making. And I mean, me as a mom, and I'll be the first to admit I am not the best mom in the world, but
She is to me.
oh, she says she is to me. She's such a good kid. But I know that feeding my child processed foods continuously is not good. And I am proud to say that my child loves produce. She loves apples. Like, I could feed that child apples. She'd eat apples all day. She does. And my other child, my adult child, Tangelos. Like, she could live off Tangelos. And artichokes. Oh my God, artichokes in my family. I could live off artichokes too. I love me some chokes.
And my oldest child is majored in dietitian.
Yeah. My stepdaughter in school was majoring in nutrition. She wanted to be a dietitian, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. She hasn't finished school though. But do we eat processed foods? Yes. But I did just have a conversation with Mr. Atomic. And I said, you know, I really want to go on the royal diet. He goes, what's the royal diet? And I'm like, it's something I made up. If you think back to the time of kings and queens, what did they eat? Meat, produce, bread, water, wine. Okay? There were no potato chips. There were no Hostess cupcakes. There were no, there was no soda and, none of that. And so I was like, that's the diet that I think we're going to go on in the new year, just so you know. And he's like, all right, I like meat. There's a Flame Girl back there. You guys, she's commented below, subscribe to her channel if you like gaming. She plays Minecraft, and she is trying to be a mom. So, except she's gonna be a gamer. So subscribe to her channel, and that would make her day. So I have 63 people watching right now and only 24 likes. Guys, come on, push that button for me. Show me some love. Yes. Come on, guys. Come on. Thank you. So, how long do you think the shutdown's going to go? I'm just curious how long you guys think it's going to last. My boy 7 to 10 went to a party and they hadn't had. I'm trying to read your comments. I'm trying to rewrite history. Empty calories. Orthodox, you're right. All of that is empty calories. No, I'm not. How long do you guys think this shut down? At least 10 days. So the longest shutdown prior to right now was during Clinton, And it was what, 22 days? 21, 22 days? Could we beat it? Yeah.
Should we?
Should we? Yeah. Do I hope he's going to shut down the border? Yeah. For those of you who have not seen the videos yet, you need to go over to True Conservatives. Shout out to them and watch these videos of them literally dropping off illegals at churches on border states, specifically in El Paso and in Phoenix. And the latest video that I saw was all men with children. Men with children. So the whole women and children thing was a bunch of crap, of course. We all knew that. And they were coming off a prison bus. It was a prison bus because the front was locked like a prison bus. And they had ankle bracelets. One of them was in an orange jumpsuit, prison jumpsuit. And this is what they're dumping into communities right now to leech off our programs, our society, and use things like food stamps. And vote Democrat. Yes, Mr. Atomics is like vote and vote Democrat. Yes, vote Democrat. Getting a little hot here. Okay, so if you haven't watched those videos, go watch them because they're gonna piss you off. I right now, like I said in my last video, I wouldn't be on the wrong side of the fence. Make sure you're on the American side, just in case that happens. Let's talk about TSA. I know that was in the title of my video. So TSA is considered essential. What's the word I'm looking for? Essential employees.
Government employees.
Yeah, essential government employees. So they are currently working right now without a pay. I mean, they'll get paid, but they're apparently forced to work.
So is my son-in-law.
Yeah, true. And what popped in my head the other day is that TSA has the power to stop the world. They could literally stop the world if they got pissed off enough at the shutdown and not having any income. I don't know if they're under, when you're a government employee, are you under contract? I would assume so. But who says you can't quit, right? What if they all went on strike? What if they all decided, today, we're not going to security check anybody. We're just in protest. The world would stop because we couldn't process people onto airplanes. So, I don't know if anybody has thought about how much power TSA could have over Trump and the shutdown. They should do it. Lauren, are you anti-shutdown, anti-Trump? Or is that in regards to something else? Because if flights are not going anywhere in the U.S., the entire world is going to be affected. I'm praying for all whiteys. TSA quit scanning. Dude, there's a lot they could let through. Hi, terrorist attack, right? That could happen right now. If we piss off TSA enough. They got a lot of power. Oh, that's good. I've been leaning on my tablet and it's like, apparently I was typing and I didn't know. So, worst case scenario, the world could stop. But what would Trump do about it? I don't know. I don't know how he'd respond. What do you think, Mr. Atomic? Do you think TSA would ever pull that shit?
They don't have as much power as you think they do.
But they could stop. They could.
Go ahead.
I know, right? I'm for the chaos to begin because I'm tired of the evil. Okay. Yep. I'm tribal. Not once in my life have I ever used unemployment, nor have I ever needed to. Can you say the same? Nor do I drink or do dark structure lights. Okay. All right, Leanne. That's great. That's really good that you've never done that. I'm glad. And
But you're an exception.
you're an exception. So absolutely. And I would say exceptional for doing that in your life and not taking advantage of what the government provides to the tribes. So I commend you for that. I think that there should be a limit at some point given to them. You know, because they're, at least in Arizona, I know that there are a lot of lazy tribal people in the Pinal County and Flagstaff area. And
the
then
Gila River Indian Reservation.
thank you. And then in New Mexico, dude.
Just Las Vegas.
Okay, so it's a lot of the Southwest tribes that I'm referring to. There are some very hardworking tribes. I mean, they have successful casinos, and they're out there making money and making money off the white people. Yeah, I was born on a reservation in New Mexico. So, what do you think, Mindy? Do you agree there's a lot of lazy Native Americans out in New Mexico? I'm just curious what you think. And it's okay if you disagree with me, that's fine. You know, we all have different opinions. And, you know, I don't want anybody to feel like they can't speak their opinion on my channel.
It's healthy to have difference of opinion.
Thank you. I have Mr. Psychiatrist here. It's healthy to have different opinions. Am I single? No, Mr. Atomic is right here. Wave your hand. He's real. Atomic child back there. Oh, somebody's message. Oh, his message was retracted. Why should retract it? It's okay. Just be nice. He might share. He's grinning. He's typical man. But so I still have 68 people in here. Only half of you have hit that like button. Do a girl a favor, hit that like button. And just so you guys know, I have had people hit that super chat option before. Any super chats that I get are going to get donated to the wall. I'm going to match it. All right. So if you super chat me, I will shout out to you, and it's going to go help fund that wall. And if you guys haven't found me on Patreon yet, I am on Patreon, www.patreon.com/AtomicNewsTV, if you want to support future content there. I am today on a mission out to Milwaukee. We are going shopping with some Christmas money that we got from Grandma and Great-Grandma, and I am going to be purchasing a spare phone, not the phone that I film with, so that I can start doing live calls on my live stream, so that you guys can call in and talk to me and be in my live stream. What do you guys think about that? No one should have all the power. No, you're right, Patty. No one should have all the power.
That's why our government is set up the way it is.
That's why the government is set up the way it is. But unfortunately, Democrats are dumb.
Rhinos too.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to read some of these comments. Tribal is hard for me, but I think personally that they placed them there, then loaded them up with benefits and booze, as well as casinos. I agree, Lauren. I absolutely agree. We have given them an umbilical basically for decades that we need to cut.
Centuries.
Oh, okay, my husband says centuries. Just trying to read your guys' comments. It's hard to film and read the comments because sometimes they go super fast, and you know my eyes are like, oh, you know, I can only do so much. So I'm really curious. What do you guys think? Yes, we must have the wall, Patty. What do you guys think would happen if food stamps ran out after the funding and the government still shut down? I'm just curious. Can some people give me their opinions on what they think would happen throughout the country? Do you think that we would repeat that night of Jade Helm where people stole things, or
Ferguson would burn?
Ferguson would burn.
Again.
Wear a wall, electric fence, riots. Yes, riots are possible. People need their potato chips and pop, right? Let's see. People will lose a little weight. Yes, this is true as well, because food stamps are overfunded. They get more money than they need in order to eat. Like I said, I can feed my family of 4 on $200 a month or less if I'm really, really motivated. I have a shit ton of food in my basement that I'm saving. It's not because I'm a prepper. I'm not a prepper. Sometimes I wonder if I should be, but I try not to let some of these other channels fearmonger me, you know, like, because they're like, something big is coming, something martial law is coming, and I'm like, that's what they always say. Okay, and they use such a general term like something big is coming, because if something happens, they can be like, oh yeah, it fits into that box and I warned you, you know. But these channels that do that, there is good information that they do give out, so I do encourage, you know, you to continue to watch them if you watch them. I watch them, but you know, I listen to what they have to say and I make my own decision. I don't listen to what they say and be like, oh my god, the world is ending tomorrow, I better go to Walmart and buy a shit ton of SpaghettiOs, you know. I mean, yes, that's smart to do in general, but I'm not gonna let it run my life, you know what I mean? Looting could happen, absolutely. Looting. Hi, Paris. Paris was pissed and they started to burn things, you know, destroy businesses, destroy art. That's how bad people want their potato chips and pop.
No, they want Macron to leave.
I'm saying here.
Oh.
Yeah, not Paris, but that's, I mean, if they were to riot here and loot, that's how bad they want their potato chips and pop. And that's sad. Yeah. So, I think that's about all I got to say. This has been going on for 43 minutes. I try not to go like over 45 minutes because I know some of these live streams, like I've seen, you know, hour and a half, 2 hours with some people, and I'm like, dude, how do people stay engaged that whole time? I don't know.
Squirrel.
Right? The Raza has an agenda to take back the border states. They do. They do. In fact, there are videos of, in Southern California, who does it? Is it Dabu or Grindle? I don't know. One of them posts videos, posted a great compilation of videos in Southern California of whether they're illegal or not, I don't know. Hispanic people basically saying they're here to stay and they're taking back their land. And they've already taken California, and then Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas are next. And, you know, that could be why they're pulling in all these people from Central America, because they want to take over, you know, the area again. Democrats are letting them. So, I mean, long story short, the whole point of this conversation is if things like food stamps run out, food programs, WIC, people who get upset need to blame the Democrats, not Trump. Okay? The Democrats are the ones who want the open borders, want these people flowing in.
Their dependence on the government.
Right. Want these people to be dependent on the government. Okay? Be angry that we are wasting money on people that are not even Americans. So don't be angry at Trump, the big daddy who is putting his finger down or thumb down and saying, be angry at the Democrats because they're the ones that want this. Because if society is dependent on the government, they're going to get what they want. And we will no longer be a democracy. It's going to be...
We will no longer be a republic.
Or, I'm sorry, a republic.
Be a democracy.
We would be a democracy, not a republic. Thank you. He knew what I meant.
Democracy is mob rule.
And at that point, you might as well just call us Venezuela. Because there's going to be people so dependent that they're going to be waiting in lines for food. It's time for America to grow up and be responsible adults. Put their big girl panties on, big boy panties on, and be adults. What are you smiling at? Socialism, right? Illegals are the new gypsies. They steal the multi. Yes, I agree with that. Absolutely. Let us start a revolution. I think. I know. We're like, sign me up. I think that should something like that happen, the conservatives would come out of the woodworks and do that.
It wouldn't be a very long civil war.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a very long civil war.
Because the left can't shoot dildos.
You cannot say words like that on my channel.
Sorry.
Democrats like to just shoot their mouth off and say what they're going to do. That, you know, they draw the imaginary lines in the sand, things like that. The conservatives are the ones that sit back and go, and they're watching and they're waiting for that moment. And if that moment comes, lock and my husband just said, lock and load, and we will seize the day. So I think the left should be scared of the right, because the silent enemy is scarier than the vocal enemy. That's just my thought, just my opinion. All right, guys, 67 people in here, 42 likes. Hit that like button. Come on. Amen. Can I get an amen? How far are we from Milwaukee?
40 miles.
About 40 miles away from Milwaukee. Anybody on my channel in Milwaukee right now? Anybody? Agreed. We're in China, sitting, waiting. Yeah. Is there anybody? Anybody? No, nobody in Milwaukee right now that they want to meet and have lunch. Nobody. Who wants to have lunch with Atomic News?
Flame Girl.
And Flame Girl. I live close. Where, Raven? What's close? What city? Lauren says no friends. Story of my life. It's because, no, I do have friends, but, Sheboygan. All right. Well, if you want to come to Milwaukee right now, jump in the car.
2 hours away.
I know you're 2 hours away. Maybe next time, and we'll have to plan it. You can come out and hang out with us. Mindy, yes, it would be China, not Russia. Y'all are way away from me. Where are you, Mindy? Mindy, where are you from? What state? Put it in. It's okay. Nobody's gonna stalk you. Oh, Mr. Atomic says he might. California. We're in California. Northern, southern. You're in Mindy. You're in Texas. Granny, where in California are you? I'm originally from California. I was born and raised there. I lived there until I was 30. I graduated from Agora High, which is just north of the San Fernando Valley. I'm in Oak Ridge with the atomic bombs. Long Beach, okay. All right. If you ever come to Philadelphia, I will have everything taken care of for you. Oh, thank you. Teaching my kids to be self-sufficient. Good. Grew up in Lakewood. I'm not sure where Lakewood is. I haven't been back to California for a long time. When we lived in Arizona, because I lived in California until I was 30, moved to Arizona, lived there for 10 years, and then now I'm in the Midwest, but we're moving back to Arizona. But we went to California for, I think, her 5th birthday, and that's the last time I've been back to California. And I have zero desire right now to visit California because of the crazy ass shit going down. Like I was talking about earlier, and I think I got distracted and didn't finish my thought. There are videos out there. There's a great video compilation, and it's all these Hispanics who are severely racist against white people, saying they're going to take back their land, and we better sit down and shut up, and they're here to stay, illegal or not, and yeah. And people think that I'm racist against Hispanics because I'm pro-wall and anti-immigration, you know, but the truth is I have no problem with immigration. I just want it to be legal. And I think it's funny when people accuse me of that, because my first husband, what nationality was he, Rob?
Wasn't he Hawaiian?
Oh, he said he was Hawaiian because he didn't want to tell me he was Mexican. But the truth is he was Mexican, okay? And I was like, oh, okay. And I still married him. Didn't work out, but, you know, now I have Mr. Atomic, so and he's better looking. But so for people to say that, you know, I'm racist, I laugh because I was like, hi, I used to be married to a Mexican, you know, just, you know.
I've dated many black guys.
Born and raised in San Francisco, my city has lost its charm.
I'm sorry.
It has. It has. I went to San Francisco before I moved to, so that was the last time I went to California. I went to San Francisco, I forgot. Right before we moved to the Midwest, we took a girls' trip to San Francisco. And that's the only time I've ever been to San Francisco in my life. It was really cool to see everything there. And, you know, it was pretty cool.
Wasn't poop everywhere yet, right?
There wasn't poop everywhere yet, yes. But, you know, I know the people that we were staying with, they're like, well, we have to avoid this area because it's high crime and you just don't go in this area. California is crazy right now. Too many homeless people in San Francisco. There are too many homeless people everywhere across this country. That's why I don't believe that we should be funding so much into the food stamp program and funding illegal aliens, feeding them, or giving, supporting. It's humanitarian, or humanitarian. Sorry, did I say that right? I think I said humanitarian. It's humanitarian. To a point, we should give something, you know, and be like, okay, you got everything, you're good, all right, okay, bye, you know, That's, in my opinion, that's humanitarian. Okay? But giving them, connecting an umbilical cord and basically enabling them to mooch off of the government is not acceptable.
Give a man a fish, teach a man to fish.
Right, exactly. Give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. That's a perfect example. Americans first, says Chop Chop. I agree. And just because we are a nation that was founded on immigration does not mean we need to pay for what our ancestors did for the rest of our lives. At some point, we have to say, nope, it stops here. We no longer have to pay for what they did. Okay, they did take this land. They did steal this land. But we have it now. We occupy it now. That's the way it is. You know, at some point, things need to stop. That's why slavery stopped against the black people, okay? Because at some point, we decided... well, I'm talking about here. Okay, and the Irish. At some point, it stopped because we decided it was not acceptable. So we need to do that right now, and the umbilical cord, independence, and you know, as far as depending on the government. And I've said it before, the Democrats are pretty much enslaving the South Americans right now. Central, sorry, thank you. I'm so glad you're here, because it doesn't come out right sometimes. The Central Americans. The Democrats are enslaving them right now. This is modern day slavery is what it is. Because they're making them dependent on them. And so they will have to do what the Democrat leadership says in order to continue to get what they want and ultimately will end up feeling like they need. It's modern day slavery. The Democrats are enslaving them.
It's not acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. It's not acceptable. But these Central Americans apparently aren't intelligent enough to realize this. That they're coming up here. They're not going to get paid anything. They're going to get paid squat, all right? Minimum wage, squat, all right? Living in ghettos, living in poor neighborhoods. It's not the golden ticket. At least in the way I see it. I wouldn't want to live like that. I wouldn't want to be a slave to a political party. When you fight a war and take the land, it's not stealing, it's fighting for the land. Okay. Good point, Mindy. Good point. Let's see. If you paid attention when we had a surge of illegals, hold on, flooding in Obama, had them sent all over the state, so they were everywhere. Yes, and you know what, Granny? You don't hear stories right now of them busting in and dropping off these immigrants right now in any of the northern states in the country. It's all border states. California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. These are where these videos are coming from. So if there are any of my viewers out there who see this happening in their state that is not a border state, please let me know. If you can get video, please let me know. I will bring you on my channel. Well, not like bring you personally on my channel unless you live near me. But I will bring you either via video chat or by phone and interview you and bring you on my channel to talk about that. So if you want to be, you know, want to help the cause and want to report, I will support you and put you on this channel and put you out there for the world to see and to educate the world, you know, what's happening. But right now, all I know, all that I've seen is that it's happening in border states. Europeans have moved out of San Francisco. Why? Because Orthodox, is it because of the homeless and the crime? Or
No, the poop.
Or the poop? You know, the homeless in Southern California, they literally poop in bags and then toss it in the river. Yep. Go California. Like, I'm so disappointed in my home state where I'm from. Like, I could never live there again. Even if I won the lottery tomorrow and I was a billionaire, I couldn't live in California. I'm so tired of living in a blue state. So tired. That's why we're running back to Arizona. Well, one of the reasons, but the other is family. But I'm so tired of blue and the idiocy that comes with it. Let's see. We have moved out of Europeans moved out of San Francisco. Oh, my revolution. Oh, that's good. My screen wasn't updating. Texas is still red, but too many fakey whiteys northeast. I think Texas will always be red because you don't mess with Texas, right, Chop Chop? That's where there's a lot of those silent but deadly conservatives. Okay.
You need to put a fence around Austin.
Oh, yeah, put a fence around Austin. Like, you should put a fence around Portland, Oregon. Because it's in Portland, Antifa, like, headquarters. Yeah. I'm friends with somebody on Facebook who lives in Oregon, and I'm trying to work. I sent her a message, and I was like, hey, can I interview you on my channel? Because she's an activist, you know, and always, you know, live streaming, things like that. And she's fearless. So if you want to see some good video footage of Antifa issues in Oregon, look for Haley Adams on Facebook. She already said that I could, you know, in the past that I could mention her and even use her footage if I needed to. But I still don't have the setup to be able to clip in like footage or like, you know, do like a screen type of thing. One day I'll get there. My kid has a laptop, but I don't have a laptop. So that's why everything is done by my phone. But, oh wow, I already hit an hour. Woo! So much for 45 minutes, huh? All right, guys. If you haven't hit the like button already, please hit that like button and work with my algorithms because YouTube is censoring me. We love you. Thank you. I love you guys too, and I appreciate you. I can never say it enough. I appreciate all of you that come in and support me. YouTube is definitely censoring me right now, and I know that because I will post a video and they will demonetize it. Like somehow it'll get demonetized, and then I'll send it in for review right away, and boom, they're like, oh yeah, it is acceptable. So they're trying, they're hoping that I won't notice, but I notice those things, okay? And then they screw with my subscribers, and they screw with conservative Mexican subscribers, they screw with Black conservative patriot subscribers. Like, he is totally being censored right now, totally. And I screenshot all this, and I'm working to pull this together and get a live combo with one of these guys to show you guys what's happening to us. It's real, not a conspiracy theory. It's real. So where's the like button? It should be like right there when you're watching. You should see it like at the bottom of like on your screen. There'll be a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Don't hit that thumbs down. I'll come after you. No, I'm kidding. So you hit this button and make sure that you comment below. And you know what? You guys have my permission to share away. Share this video on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. You know, whatever. Send it to anybody you want. Go for it. You have my permission to share away. 60 likes. Thank you guys. I got up to 60. I appreciate you guys doing that. So that is my live feed for today. We are almost to our location, so I've got to go. But I hope you guys have a great day, and make sure that you watch on New Year's Eve for my live feed. I'm going to be singing with a band on New Year's Eve. I'm going to be doing 3 songs with them. So I'm going to live feed it for you guys so you can see me perform, okay? And I hope that you guys will enjoy that. But until then, you guys, peace out.